Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Berlin and today we're going to get into a little bit of tea with Nikkie tutorials being robbed and some stuff that's been going on with Alexis Stone. Earlier today, Dutch news outlet RTL Boulevard reported that Nikkie tutorials had been robbed at her home. The article was quite brief, but all it said was, heavy news about Nikkie tutorials because we have just received a tip at the editors that the YouTube star has been brutally robbed at her home in Uden. According to the latest facts, we have reports that at least one person in the home would be injured. Just prior to being robbed, Nikkie Tutorials had tweeted out the day before about it being a year that she'd been engaged to Dylan, and also she'd taken her mum out for a birthday dinner. And then she gets home and this happens. She did take to her social media briefly, put up a statement to say that she was okay, Dylan was okay, but they had been attacked and that she would be taking the next couple of days off to herself. Earlier today, one of my biggest nightmares became reality when we got robbed under gunpoint at our own home. Dylan and myself got attacked, but physically we're okay. Mentally, it's a whole other story. I'm writing this message for now to let you know that we are okay and safe. Thank you for understanding as I take the next couple of days to myself. You'll know yourself if you've been robbed. You'll know how violating it is, how horrible it is to think that someone's been in your house. I mean, it's one thing if they do it when you're not there, but if they do it when you're there, that is really, really awful. Like, wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, you know. We've had it happen here and it's horrible when it happens. Like, you come in, you see footprints on the carpet, or you see things out of place or smashed or all of that, whatever. It is really horrible. So, you know, thinking of Nikkie right now and hoping that she can get herself together and get herself back to being happy, her and Dylan, you know, I wish them all the best. But really, who fucked with Nikkie? Who has it in for Nikkie Tutorials? Like, Nikkie Tutorials is like the diamond of makeup YouTube, you know. She is like the makeup queen. She's sweet, she's not, you know, malicious, she's not out to hurt anyone, it seems, or anything like that. So who has it out for Nikkie and why? You know, this is really odd. This is something that I can't work out because Nikkie's not like the type to have beef with people in the beauty community or to be bitchy about people a lot of the time, really. She's not really that, you know, she's not really that girl. So who has it in for Nikkie? It's really odd because we've had things in the beauty community like Nikita Dragon recently came out with lipstick. She had a black one that was called Blackmail. Now, if you remember back to when Nikkie Tutorials made her coming out video, she said that she was blackmailed by somebody into coming out and making that video, and that she wasn't ready, it wasn't really the time for her to do that, but she felt that her hand had been forced by someone. So I wonder if it's somebody behind the scenes that nobody suspects. People I've seen have speculated that it could be Jeffree Star, but now with Nikita naming this lipstick Blackmail, I'm like, bit of a coincidence. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but you know, there could be all kind of shady things going on behind the scenes in the beauty community that we just don't know about as viewers. So to think that Nikkie's been robbed at gunpoint is very serious, and it's very, like, very, very scary, very traumatic, you know. And mentally, I hope that she'll be okay, she'll be able to recover from it quickly and that it doesn't haunt her. But it's just really scary to think about. And there's also been some kind of scary shit going on for Alexis Stone. The artist has had all of their social media profiles deleted, which is really weird, and their OnlyFans profile was gone, and their iCloud been hacked into, all of that. It's all crazy. Here's what Alexis had to say about that on their Instagram earlier.
You'll be pleased to know that my iCloud has been hacked, as well as my OnlyFans. Someone has deleted my OnlyFans. And that is what I've been left with. My Twitter account's been deleted.
a little while after that went up, Alexis went on YouTube, uploaded a short video about the experience, about how she was feeling and all of that. Sorry, I say she because Alexis in drag, so I use a she pronoun, but I think Elliot prefers he pronouns. But anyway, they uploaded a video explaining how they felt, what had happened, all of that stuff, and it was really quite heartbreaking, quite sad. I'm going to put a little clip of that in here for you.
I'm not gonna say I'm a victim or try and make people feel bad for me because of a situation. I'm just upset. I'm angry. I just feel violated. I think when you put up a wall that you're hard and you're cold and you're hard like diamonds, people perhaps interact with you and me with a little bit more reluctancy to understand that we still get upset and we still hurt and we still feel. And when something like what's happened happens, which I'm terrified of going into detail about, because, oh, sorry. Because you kind of feel like if you don't bring any more attention to it, it will go away. And it's not going away. And I can deal with the accounts. I can deal with the harassment. But the sexual exploitation is the bit that just really just doesn't sit right. And for anyone that's been through it, whether you've had revenge porn or you've had your privacy invaded and you've had content distributed about you without your consent, it's a very hard pill to swallow when you feel like you just feel very vulnerable. And it's out of your control, and you have everything else sorted, and you just feel stripped. There's a video of me online of a sexual nature. A video that I didn't plan on people seeing. I didn't want people seeing. A video that was not distributed by me or the person in the video to try and hurt me. And I'm hurting. And I feel vulnerable. And I feel like shit. And there's no front that I can pretend or act other than just hurt and... Oh. And it's like your mum has to see your son go through something. Your friends have to be subjected to it. I have to deal with it amongst everything else. And it's just not fair to have that right taken away from me, from something that should be sexually liberating to being sexual exploitation. And that is exactly what this is sexual exploitation. To take a narrative that because someone's on OnlyFans, therefore they're a whore and they deserve the world to see them have sex is just not fair. And it's not what I want. Oh.
I think they made a really important point there about just because somebody's on OnlyFans, it doesn't mean that they're, you know, easy or whatever. It doesn't mean that they're just gonna accept having their private personal video spread around the internet for everyone to see. Also, there's the issue of, you know, OnlyFans, if that's how you earn your living or how you earn part of your living, then there's also the money issue of it. You know, if you're losing income because of that, then that's also really shady. But I think the violation of your privacy is much, much worse. Having something that you don't want the whole entire world to see, like your family, your friends, whatever, being put out there for everyone to see, that is really disgusting, and that should never happen to anyone. And aside from that, on a bit of a happier note, Jeffree Star put out some new merch today. It was a tracksuit that was like tie-dye stuff, and immediately people started comparing it to James Charles merch. James Charles earlier in the week, I think it was Thursday, launched some merch that had butterflies on it, and it was like a pastel blue tie-dye. So of course some people on the internet are comparing the two. I'll pop some pictures in here for you so you can see. I don't personally think it's a case of Jeffree copying James or trying to one-up James or anything like that. I just think tie-dye is really popular and fashionable right now, and I think a lot of people are wearing it. I even saw a picture of like Jackie Aina wearing a tie-dye powder coloured tracksuit the other day when she was giving out candles from her launch. So it's fashion, you know. I really don't think it's a case of copying. I think it's a case of they're both influencers currently, and they're both kind of in on that trend, you know. It's a trend, it's what people do. Like, just like how, you know, big designers have their work kind of copied by like high street brands, and it gets sold for like cheaper, you know, so that more people can afford it, the mass market can afford it and wear it. Everything happens like that, you know. There's a lot of copying, you know. So I don't think you can really say that Jeffree has copied James in this instance. As well as launching merch, they also restocked the Blood Sugar palette today. Now this palette, for me, this is one that I use a lot. This is one of those iconic kind of palettes because I can use it for like contour, bronzer. I can use it for like blusher as well. Today I actually did that. I used it for contour. I used the shades. Which one's it? I used Cake Mix for my contour. I used Tongue Pop down here for my blush. I used the shades Fresh Meat and Blood Sugar, that one there, that red metallic shade on my eyes, these colours here. So I've got a bit of Tongue Pop. I don't know if you can really see in this lighting, you probably can't see, no, but I used Tongue Pop and the shade Cake Mix for the contour. Like, I love that shade because that's something I can use like a bronzer. So even though it's like eyeshadow, I use a lot of the colours in there for other parts of my face as well. And then I also used the grey here is Cremated palette. I used the shades Pallbearer, which is this glittery one. That's this one up here, this Pallbearer shade. And I used the shade Last Respects, which is the shade I've got in the rest of the cut crease there over my lid. The lashes I've got on, I love these today. These are the Tatty lashes. What are they? These ones, the TL25. Yeah, those ones. They're really nice. I love these. Really big and like doll-like, but also not too big. You know, sometimes when you do a bit more detailed thing with your eyes, you don't want lashes that are like, where are they? You don't want lashes that are like my usual, like big drag styles, you know, like these big ones. But you want something, so that's when I'll use a brand like the Tatty Lashes ones, or the, where is it? The Pinky Goat ones that you get from Superdrug. They're really good as well. But also, recently, I did buy the Sour Candy ones. They're gorgeous as well. Yeah, so that is me today. That is my little look. My cheapy old wig here. This wig is about 3 years old now, but hey, it's still kind of going strong. No, it's more than 3. It's probably about 4 or 5 years old now, this one. But hey, she's still going, still got a bit of life in the old girl. So guys, I'm going to love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Mwah. Bye guys.